Because you're trying to play me, that's why we here.
Look, you don't have to.
Man, you touch me again, but knock your little ass out. What you talking about? You better know what I'm finna do to him, it's your fault. Everything your fault. You better not say shit.
By all means.
How you doing today, sir? My name is Jeremy. I'm here to talk about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm straight. Hey, man. How you doing?
Oh, this is your wife. I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys have a great day.
Everything in the world has gotten significantly worse since we gave women the right to vote.
So girls. You have the best man. You don't want to see any other.
It's not love. It's a good deal.
Nigga, what?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got about 3 videos for you today. The first video is going to be a guy asking a woman, and he's going to be asking a couple people about, do you protect women's rights or gas prices? And you should just hear her answer. In the next video, it's going to be Myron breaking down why cheating is not that bad when you're dealing with a man than it is when you're dealing with a woman. And this is one of the ones that you guys really want to watch. Next video is going to be a woman that I wanted to show that the modern woman now that grows up without a father will always be living in things, in dramatic situations. And we're going to be reacting to a video of a woman's story that's pretty much outrageous, but it shows you how much these modern women love the drama. And I'm not talking about all women. We're only talking about the ones that most guys are seeing. Then the last video is going to be a comedy sketch from a guy who asks his dad, what is it like to be married to his mom? And this is going to be the typical answer that most husbands are going to answer. But let's get back to the first video.
Protect women's rights or low gas prices?
Honestly, I don't really fuck with girls. You know, girls are mean. They're bitchy. Most of the time, they're not really smart or good at driving. Everything in the world has gotten significantly worse since we gave women the right to vote. So I honestly think we should just lower gas prices.
Woo! And believe it or not, if you separate women from their friends and you speak to them privately, a lot of girls are going to talk like this because a lot of girls understand how manipulative women are by shifting of the emotion. Women do understand that the power between their legs is going to get them further in life than anything else. Why? Because women really don't want to go to school. They don't want to be smart. It requires hard work to being a good woman. It's the same thing with a man. It requires a lot of work for you to be the best version of yourself. But with men, you have to be the best version of yourself or society is going to treat you wrong regardless. When it comes to a woman, they don't necessarily have to be the best version of themselves. They just have to make themselves presentable or victimize themselves and they can get what they want. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm just talking about the majority of the women that men see. So I do understand why she is saying that, hey, let's lower the gas prices instead of women's rights, because women don't really want women's rights. It's just something that they were told to do. See, what comes with women's rights is independence and a lot of accountability. Women don't want to be accountable. So of course they're going to go to low gas prices because it's easier, right? Next video is going to be Myron breaking it down. Let's get to it.
What about you? Are you sharing your guy or no?
No.
Even if he's
If you cheating, I'm cheating. If that's like, if you can go out, fine. Why can't I? Like,
okay.
You hold shit down here, but I'm holding shit down at home.
All right. Well, question for you then, since you want to use that concept of if he can do it, why can't I? Do you want to be?
I'm not saying I'm be up, but you being.
Please answer the question. Do you want to be a yes or no?
No.
Are we
Okay. Well, men aren't hoes. Men are hoe makers. That's number one. But number two, but you were saying, okay, so you don't. Here's the thing: a guy can have the best girl ever, but still want to have other girls. But if a girl's with the best guy that she can get, she's not going to want to have other men. So even though you're saying you can do it, so I should be able to do it, the difference is a guy can have the best girl, he's still going to want other girls. You have the best man, you don't want to see any other guy.
Damn,
that's the
nobody
difference.
richer than us.
It goes against your nature. So you're making an argument for something you don't even want to do necessarily.
He's absolutely right. See, when women get to that guy that she's done better in her entire life, All right, she don't want to go to no other guy. But guys are gonna like other women because men are the prize. Women are trying to get to the prize of the man. They're not trying to get to the prize of who's the nicest guy in the world. They're trying to get to the prize of getting to the guy that all the girls want, which is why when women do date high value men, they're more lenient to him having other women as long as they feel like they're the number one woman. So if you ever get a woman that asks you like, what happens if a high value man cheats on a woman, or you have a daughter and your daughter gets cheated on by a high value man? I'm gonna sit back and tell my daughter straight up, if that man's been building a relationship with the side girl, he's been telling the side girl he love her, he's been telling the side girl that he's gonna leave you for her, then you need to go ahead and leave him. But if your man cheats on you and he's told that other girl, I'm not leaving my woman and what we have is just a little fling here, then you work it out with that woman. See, high value men are gonna always be attracted to the opposite. But you have to understand that sometimes when it comes to men, men are always thinking about sex 24 hours, 7 days a week. So it's easier for a man to slip up. But a man can separate the woman he loves from the woman that he's just getting physical with. That's what you have to understand. Women who've been hurt just want a man to possess them. But when they get a man who's at the top of the top, the highest that she's ever got, then she's more forgiving. And the reason why she's forgiving is because one thing that a woman can't do is go down in lifestyle. One thing that a man can't do is go down sexually. So understand, men are more likely to marry the woman who's good in bed and look good, but a woman is more likely to be with the guy who can uphold her lifestyle. All right, next video is going to be a woman who's had a rough 2022. And I want you guys, we're going to break this down. Let's get to it. Yeah, we have a young lady here. She says, how my 2022 went, don't judge me. Now, as we break down this story, one thing that I want you guys to know is this is what a lot of women that growing up in the hood and growing up confused without a father go through, is a lot of BS with a guy who's pretty much running the streets. Let's get to it. She says, how my 2022 went, don't judge me. Okay? She says, found out I was pregnant in January and didn't tell nobody, not even my baby dad. She said, he surprised me with a decorated telly for Valentine's Day. All right, being a good guy, I see. She says, decided to tell him and he was so happy. So she decided to tell him that she's pregnant and he was happy. She says, I found out he had 2 other kids, one only being 6 weeks, but I decided to stay with him for our son. All right, so understand, she thought she was the first baby mom, and then she found out, no, he has 2 other children. This is typical, all right? She said his baby mom crashed into me when she saw us together and the car was totaled. So now she get in a relationship with a guy. All right. She has a kid with him. She finds out he has 2 other kids by another woman. And then the other woman sees them out and crash into her car and total her car. All right. The next day, he bought her a new car. All right. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. The next day, he bought her a car. Okay. And then after he bought the car, she says, I got closer to his daughter. That was right before she found out that he was still seeing her mom. So she's getting closer to the little girl. And one of the reasons why she's getting closer to the little girl is to make the other baby mom jealous. This is what women do. Women will go around other children and try to get those other children by other women to fall in love with them. Trust me, it's an evil thing that happens, but you do have women that do this, especially when you have baby mothers that are competing with each other. They can always get each other back by making the kids fall in love with them. What does that mean? They'd be like, oh, that's his daughter by the other woman, but I'm gonna make the other girl daughter fall in love with me. She's gonna love me more than she's gonna love her mom, and then it's gonna hurt her mom. All right, that's the strategy that they're using. But it came back and played her because the baby dad was still messing with this little girl's mom. Now we'll go to the next one. She says, went to jail for beating her weak A, and he bonded her out. So now she's getting in a fight with the baby mom, and the guy comes and bails her out. He had that waiting for her when she got homes and gifts. She said, we officially started dating again, and things were good for a while. All right, they got back together. This is the young brother right here. He got off on that snow real bad and had to leave him again. That means he got hit on that snow. He started snorting it up, and she had to leave him again. Typical stuff, right? She started making her own money, and she saw him begging, found him begging outside the hood gas station and gave him a ride. So she breaks up with him because he got hooked on the drugs. She started running the bag up. He outside begging for food and begging for stuff outside the gas station. So she gave him a ride. This is a baby dad, fiend. They started staying the night again. Why? Because she needed someone next to her. She done cleaned him up, got him a job. And now she said he's high as hell for the birth of their son. This is the second child. Second child. He's at the hospital. Then he beat her up in the hospital. He beat her up in the hospital, and she ended up staying in the hospital. And then she ran away from him, so she couldn't see her son. She said he got clean and started dating again. And now they're a happy family. All right. This is the cycle that a lot of these girls are going through, right? And you guys, not all of you, but a lot of you guys, you come into a woman's life after she has been through that cycle. And what you try to do is you try to clean it up. But what you're not realizing is, look how many times she forget and forgave him, forget and forgave him, forget and forgave him. You want to know why women do this? Women do this because it becomes part of their neurological system. They don't know how to be no other type of woman. These are little games that you need to understand about a person's brain. A person can be addicted to being treated bad to the point where they don't know what it's like to be treated good. So no matter how much love you give them, they don't recognize it. They don't know what it feels like because they've never felt it before. This is a problem that a lot of men are facing when it comes to relationship. You have a lot of love to give to a woman, but you're trying to give it to a woman who gets happiness from being treated bad. You ever heard the phrase, the same thing that makes her cry is the same thing that makes her stay? This is why it's crucial. When you learn a woman's history, you don't fall for the last 5 guys treated me bad. You don't fall for that. She's clicking you over into simp mode. When she tells you the last 5 guys treated me bad, you make sure you're the 6th one. Don't worry. She'll feel good about it. That's what you don't understand. Once the brain gets programmed to a certain way of thinking, the body gets happy. So in other words, people can become addicted to doing bad things because it feels good to do bad things. Some people just live for the rush. But once you're psychologically conditioned and your problems have happened over and over and over again, then it's done. You're pretty much over as a person. The only way you can feel better is by recognizing your mistakes and waking up. So a lot of you guys learn to study the history so you don't make those mistakes for the future. Right? Next video is going to be a guy just breaking down the questions he asked to his dad about marriage.
And he was like, love. One time I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, after 38 years, do you still love mom? And he was like, love? Your mom married me to escape communist China. It's not love, it's a good deal.
I say that to say this. This is how marriages are. They're contracts. The man and the woman's going to understand what they're doing. It takes a smart man and it takes a smart woman for the marriage to work. 2 dumb people would be trying to chase the fairy tale. 2 smart people know what it takes to survive. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button. Hasta la vista.